Hey y'all, I would like to talk about victimization and how being the victim in your situations will stop your growth. I was watching this movie called Ella Enchanted, and Ella Enchanted was about a little girl named Ella, but she was actually given a gift by a fairy to be obedient, and it made her not be able to. It made her basically have to do whatever everybody asked her to do, even if it was against her will, good, bad, anything in between. So she walked around with it as a curse, and she would constantly bring up, I gotta find this fairy. I hate this fairy did this to me. I hate that they did this to me. But her mother said before she died, what's in you is deeper and stronger than any spell that can get cast on you. But the thing about it is, from my perception, in my mind twisted that too. Because something happened to us does not mean we are not able to do what we need to do. Because something happens to us does not mean we cannot change the trajectory of that spell. Because if I'm being honest with y'all, a witch don't have to look like a witch, and a warlock don't have to look like a warlock. A warlock can be somebody who, let's not speak on that, but I do have a story to tell y'all later on, okay? People do not have to get in front of a witching pot to cast a spell on you. People can be envious about what you have going on and try to hurt you. People can say this cannot happen for you, and just basically spread rumors about you, try to isolate you. And those are also something that, in my mind, I consider spells, because gossip and different things like that, you gossiping about somebody is really putting words on their life. You putting something over their life. So people should be mindful of that. But let's really get back to what I was talking about. So in Ella Enchanted, she real life just was so obsessed with, I need to find this fairy. I need to take away this curse. When the fairy found her, she said, this is not my problem. I gave you a gift. This is not my problem. Like, she was very much not worried about what she was talking about. She said, break it yourself. We go through different things, and we like, oh, this person did this to me. I'm stuck with this. If I would have kept thinking that my situations were something that were going to create a box for me, I would not have what I have now, and I would not have the experiences that I have. So we have to take it upon ourselves to not victimize ourselves. Let's relate this back to what I have to talk about. We have to take upon ourselves to not victimize ourselves for the situations that we end up being in. Sometimes you just happen to be at the wrong place at the right time. How do I want to say this? Some things are a part of your lesson. But that doesn't mean that you can't come back from something. It doesn't mean that this thing can break you, because nothing can break you. And I need you to understand that even in the times where people try to play with you, you can always come back from everything. You can come back from everything, because what's in you is stronger than any spell put on your life. What's in you is stronger than anything that can hurt you. And to me, what's in me is God. The God in me is stronger than anything that anybody can put on me. So when I say that, I mean to say I am unstoppable, because I am a fragment of God consciousness living an earthly experience. I am unstoppable because I am centered with the divine. I am unstoppable because I understand that. Do you understand? I am unstoppable because I can recognize that my power does not always come from me. I am unstoppable because my talents do not always come from me. I am unstoppable because I am teachable. I am unstoppable because I am willing to learn whatever I have to learn to be able to do whatever I want to do. And all those unstoppable things are things that can stop you from having victimhood. There have been things that have happened in my life that I should have been crumbled down and just stopped doing anything. And there are also opportunities in your life. Let's not say opportunities. No, let's say Please, there are opportunities in your life where where God is trying to show you to push through something, but the devil is using that opportunity to try to make you so afraid of this that you do not even want to pursue these different things. Let me give y'all a couple of examples. Example number one. I always had a problem with friends using me. Not just because I was so kind, but because I was so useful as well. Even when I tried to put on this facade and armor of hardness and be mean, my heart would still want to give and want to do for others. So I would get used for makeup for people's birthdays, hair, different things like that. I had some friends who would use me to have me around so I can buy them different things. Different situations like that. And if we were to actually be able to be in the same room and break that down, a lot of those people would just be like, you never had to do that. You had a choice. But a lot of times, I used to be I would rather have been used than upset somebody at those times. I would rather be used than to watch somebody struggle. So, because in seeing somebody else struggle, especially the ones that I loved, I was struggling in myself. To me, I felt as though I was struggling. So, when you deal with some people who take advantage and they look in your cup, like they say, the new quote that's coming out, people look at your cup to see how much you got left for them. You look in somebody's cup to see how much they need. It's two different types of people in this world. And I used to get angry and I used to not want to help nobody. And I used to get mad and I wanted to just hide myself, hide my gifts, hide everything. Didn't want nobody to know. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want nobody to know what I can do. All this other stuff because I felt like people would just use me and use me and use me up. Then I had this time, the last time I lost my biggest friend, my favorite friend. No, let's say this. Favorite friend, because I got a day one. Nobody coming for her. Taylor, hey Taylor. But anywho, my friend who was one of my bestest friends, I cried so hard with so much rage that I said I never want to help nobody ever again in my life. I was so distraught. I said I don't never in my life want to help nobody else. I said real life came out my mouth. I was looking in the mirror. I never ever in my life want to help nobody else. And I came back later and they said, that's not in my heart. Even when I was I still help people. That's not what's in my heart. The devil trying to use me. The devil tried to put these situations on me to try to get me to being this person. The problem with that situation is I didn't have boundaries. Of course you're going to get used. You don't have a guideline to who you're going to help or know how you're going to help people and how much your cup is full for you to be able to do the helping. That was the problem. But in my heart, I had a sheer moment where I said, I don't want to be who I am. I want to be something different. And I was like, this is how the devil gets you. Then I was like, this is just like how Ella, you had this happen to you. Now you don't want to do this. Baby, what I'm doing, me being a giver is a gift from God. Because one day I may be so blessed that I can help a lot of people. I can't sit up here and say I don't want to help nobody just because somebody who ain't grateful for me, for having me in my heart. I can't say that. How fair is that to the people who really need me in the future? How fair is that to the people who are grateful? How fair is that to the people who I am designed and destined to help in my near future? real for real. Let's be real. And that's why, that was just one example, but like, you can't let these situations, I keep on saying opportunities for a reason. You can't let these opportunities to grow and to be more resilient and to learn the foundation of what you are trying to do and how to fix and correct the things that God is trying to get you to use as an opportunity to feel like you are restricted or you are stuck or something is wrong with you. You are given the opportunity to chisel and correct the behavior in the way that you are using something. So if I want to be a giver, I have to have boundaries so I won't get used up. I have to know how much I can give. I have to know how to say no. I can't just say I'm stuck. I'm going to stick up my head into a box of I ain't giving to nobody. How insensitive is that? Then another situation, which I'm working on right now, is not feeling like I can date. And that is more what I would see for the alien Chester thing. It's like you not feeling like you can really talk to people because of the bad experiences you done had in the past. What if isn't designed for the person who God has created for me to be a part of the process of me building the empire? So how could I say that I never date again in my life if my kingdom spouse may be what is going to create the legacy and help me to create the legacy that I'm trying to have? So like, that's another example. But I really don't, like, I'm still kind of in the space where I have not victimized myself in the situations. I take accountability for my parts in the situations when it comes to me and the people that I've dealt with. But at the same time, I have created a fear around those things and around dating in general because of those experiences. And I feel like that is the box or the chains that I have shackled onto myself because of my fear. And I'm going to work through those, but that's just another example. But let's talk about one that's more relevant to other people, but like I can't really talk about what I really need to talk about in this way, this early. So let's really talk about the fact that sometimes we see something as, oh, these people are this, these people are that, this is that. But the more times that you focus on that, you stop focus on the fact that possibilities are possible. Like, if I sit over here constantly thinking that everybody is bad news, everybody untrustworthy, I will never find nobody to trust, because I'm training my brain, which is a computer that's collecting data on people and my experiences. I'm training my brain to think that the probability of me being able to meet a tribe and community is 1 out of 100, like 1%. Like, and that's not real. That's not real. That's just a situation of how my stuff, like how I feel about myself, like how I feel about my experiences, like my trauma. In that sense, I feel like the trauma was dispelled. Like, Ella had these things going on, but this is trauma. This stuff happened when she was a child. It happened when she was a child, and she allowed it to carry through her life. Like, really think about it. It was something that she had happened to her when she was a child, and it carried through her life, and it made her do the things that she did. So if I make that connection, I have to understand that I have to resolve my trauma and take ownership for my trauma, because what's inside of me already that I forgot is way more powerful than what is happening in this moment or has happened in the past. Just because somebody did something to me doesn't mean that I don't have better opportunities waiting on me. Just because somebody did something to me doesn't mean I'm not able to do this. Okay, somebody called me ugly when I was a little girl. This doesn't mean I can't do what I do now, right? That doesn't mean that I don't deserve to be seen, right? So, like, we have to take accountability for our role in our own suffering by repeating and constantly acknowledging the different things that'll try to beat us up and break us down, really. So, like, okay, the fairy did this. The same way somebody could say, oh, my friend did this. But you don't really think that God would make you to be lonely in this world? You really think that God doesn't have a collective for you? You really think that this situation is going to determine the rest of your life? You really think that just because one business failed, that all your business is going to fail? You really think that because you couldn't look in the mirror when you was a little kid, that you can't look in the mirror now and become something that's even more powerful for other people to be able to see? For example, I didn't look in the mirror as a child. If I was to continue to allow my self-image as a child to predict me, I wouldn't be able to have had the modeling opportunities that I had now. That's my Ella Enchanted moment. Oh, okay, I couldn't look in the mirror. When I went to go get my hair done, I looked like this. And walk away. How fair is that to my future self for me to keep continuously living in the past and blaming the other parties, blaming the old friend who told me that my features are not what she would prefer or ugly? Why would I allow that past thing to determine what and who I am now? Why would I allow the opportunities that I had to strengthen myself and prove to me that my opinion matters more than the other opinions of other people? Why would I allow that to dominate who I am becoming? I'm growing every single day. You are growing every single day. We can't allow the past to predict where we are walking, especially if we are walking by faith. God is ordering my steps. So what am I doing depending on fear? What am I doing remembering what happened to me a long time ago and saying that this is going to limit me? It can't. It can't. Because like Ella Mama said, I and what's in me, the God in me, is stronger than any spell that can be put on me. Ella Mama said, what's in you is stronger than any spell. But baby, what I'm telling you right now is God is in me and God is in you. Nothing can stop you from doing what you're doing as long as you are following the path that God has put in front of you. Don't look back. Do not try to say, oh, my trauma. Is this? Oh, okay. It's just the same. My trauma is going to put me in a box. My mama ain't had this. My daddy ain't had this. I can't have this. Baby, I'll be the first one in my family to have something if I want it bad enough. What you mean? I'm determined to be the first person to be like me. I'm determined to be different. I'm determined to make a legacy for my family. Not because I want to be better than the people of my past, because we all have similar things in common. But I want to be the first one to push higher so that I can be the example for the other people of my bloodline and the other people of the world, because I want to be able to make an impact that's more important than myself. My life fulfillment is not all that I want to do. Like, I don't want to just have a comfortable life. I want to live a life where I am impacting people to do what they need to do. I want to have a life where I am bringing light to other people. I want to have a life where I am helping people to break the chains that people have put on them. And that's what the first step right now is using my voice and talking to y'all right now. That's enough on what I want to do. We're not going to talk about that no more, because, yeah. But, seriously though, so I can't allow myself to sit in a box when I want to be something different. I can't allow myself to sit in the box that my family has been sitting in, even though they have done great things. I cannot sit in the same box and expect change for my bloodline, for different areas of what I want to do. I can't inspire and I can't make an impact if I'm sitting in the waste of my trauma. So I have to resolve that. And we can talk about resolving in another video. But I just want you to know that nothing is bigger than what's inside of you. Nothing. Your gifts are inside of you. Your favor is inside of you. Your fate is also inside of you. Your heart and your good heart is inside of you. God is inside of you. If you are a woman, the portal to a new generation is inside of you, honey. So, like, who am I to sit in my mud so much that I prevent the legacy, the opportunity, and the change that could come from me letting go of what is from my past and welcoming all that God has for me. Who am I to hold on to those things knowing that I can make a change in the world? Who are you to hold on to those things knowing you can make a change in the world? Who are we? Figure out who you want to be. Rely on that, because what's in you is bigger. Have a lovely day.